Y'all, grab your tea because this might be the most heartbreaking and, honestly, embarrassing Drake headline you've ever heard. Just when fans thought he was the king of emotional transparency, Champagne Papi may have taken the crown for a fakest fan interaction ever. Yes, you heard that right, Drake just got exposed for allegedly staging a fan meetup that wasn't. Just Phoniette was painfully awkward and caught on camera, and to make things 10 times worse, none other than his longtime nemesis, Pusha T, jumped at the chance to pour gasoline on the fire, throwing a savage diss live on stage that left concert-goers screaming. Phones out, jaws on the floor. The drama is spiraling fast, and the internet, it's eating it up. Fans are divided, insiders are leaking DMIs, and industry insiders are whispering that this could be the final blow to Drake's nice guy image. Why would one of the world's biggest artists fake a fan moment? Who is the so-called fan really? And how did Pusha T know the perfect moment to strike? You won't believe the layers of betrayal, emotional chaos, and petty revenge tangled in this saga. Buckle up. Because this is not just rap beef, it's a reputation war. It all started on what seemed like a regular Saturday afternoon in downtown Toronto. Fans were buzzing on social media after rumors swirled that Drake was planning a surprise meet and greet at a local sneaker shop he had supposedly randomly picked to support the location. A small, low-key store called Sal Steps, known for its exclusive drops and underground streetwear scene. Within hours, dozens of fans had gathered outside, hoping to catch a glimpse of the rapper. The shop's windows were covered, the staff were tight-lipped, and all signs pointed to something huge. But here's where things started to feel ... off. A fan account on X, formerly Twitter, posted a video of Drake arriving in a sleek black SUV. He stepped out, hood up, shades on, looking casual yet calculated. He greeted a young woman standing outside, allegedly a longtime fan, who immediately broke into tears as she hugged him. The moment was touching, even going viral within minutes. Captions flooded timelines. This is why we love Drake. He's so real for this, a man of the people. But sharp-eyed fans quickly started noticing that something didn't sit right. First of all, the fan. She looked suspiciously familiar. Some claimed she was an aspiring model who had been spotted at multiple industry events. Others dug up her Instagram and found pictures of her backstage at a OVO Fest afterparty from 2 years ago. How does a random fan just happen to have personal ties to Drake's inner circle? Then came the angles. Multiple clips were posted, and not just from fans outside, but from clearly professional-grade cameras. One video even included a drone shot. A drone. For a spontaneous meet and greet? That's when speculation exploded. Reddit threads were on fire. TikTok sleuths started breaking down the body language. And a whisper started turning into a scream. Was this whole thing staged? A leaked behind-the-scenes clip seemed to confirm everyone's worst suspicions. In the footage, Drake and the woman could be seen rehearsing the hug. Yes, rehearsing with a man in a headset giving direction. Off camera. One line caught clearly on mic was, "Let's do that again," with more emotion this time. Fans felt betrayed. One commented, "He's always talking about being real and vulnerable. But this is so fake it hurts." Others defended him, claiming maybe it was for a documentary or a music video. But then the shop itself posted a cryptic story. "We didn't know this would blow up like this. We were told it was real." The backlash was immediate. Drake, usually smooth with social media, went silent. No posts, no comments, no likes. Silence, and that's when the vultures started circling. Enter Pusha T. It was at a sold-out show in Philadelphia that Pusha, mid-set, paused the music and walked to the edge of the stage. The crowd was already electric, but what he said next sent shockwaves through the venue. "So apparently, some people gotta fake their fans now, huh?" He smirked. "I've been real since day one. No rehearsals needed." The crowd erupted. Boos, cheers, gasps, phones were immediately raised. And then came the final blow. He added, "It's wild how someone can write a love letter to their real ones ... and not even have one left." Within minutes, the clip went viral. Push's diss wasn't just cutting, it was surgical, and people were loving it. Pusha T just ended Drake. Again, one user posted, "The beef, long simmering since the infamous story of Adidas days, was now reignited like gasoline on a lit match." Meanwhile, behind the scenes, sources close to Drake said he was devastated. One insider claimed he thought this would be a beautiful moment to reconnect with fans. He had no idea it would backfire like this. Another source, supposedly from his UVO camp, said Drake felt set up and believed someone in his team might have leaked the footage on purpose. "Drake's been paranoid lately," the insider said. "He's not trusting anyone. He's been going over every detail of who was on set, who had access to the footage, and who might have had a reason to sabotage him." And just when things couldn't get messier, an anonymous account dropped a DM thread allegedly between Drake and P. Allegedly between Drake and Matt. And we all know, look at this. And we all know I've been exploring that. And we explore Sakari as we know. And we might have had a reason to sabotage him. And we not be every devil one. And we not a love so weak to see. I'm D cute, I want a level. Phil Ravel. We make it, we like to see if we like to see Karai with N with we like we see do we like Q to see we like I get we like to see do we you see we to kai we see get a me to we can I to sicker we you could I would you if we you got that could I with get it I to cut it if you got got it I think we had with the so-called fan. In the messages, Drake appears to be coaching her through what to wear, how to act, and even what to say when the cameras roll. Make it look real. One message reads, "You've seen the videos. Just react like you've never met me. If the messages are legit, and let's be honest, the internet already decided they are, it's proof that this entire thing was a manufactured moment meant to look spontaneous." And the betrayal hit fans hard. Emotions ran high. Some of his day one fans started turning. One posted a heartfelt TikTok in tears, saying, "I've looked up to him for years. I went to every tour, defended him during every beef, and now I find out he's faking love from fans. This isn't the Drake I believed in." But others weren't ready to give up on him just yet. OVO loyalists argued that even if it was staged, it didn't change the music. "He's an artist." One user tweeted, "Everything's a performance. Y'all are acting like this is new." But deep down, the image was already cracked. And remember that drone footage? Well, turns out the production company behind it wasn't some random local team. It was the same company that worked on Drake's last documentary promo, which means at the very least, Drake's team knew exactly what they were doing. Even worse, multiple employees from the Soul Step store reportedly quit after the incident, claiming they felt used and manipulated. One posted on their story, "We were told it was real. We were excited. Now we're a meme." With Pusha's diss echoing across the internet and the fanbase splintering into camps, Drake was backed into a corner. And as the pressure built, he made a move no one expected. He reached out to the girl privately, but the conversation didn't stay private for long. Leaked audio, allegedly from a voice note sent by Drake to the woman, revealed the panic in his voice. "I thought we had this locked down. I'm not mad, just confused how this got out. We rehearsed it so clean. This was supposed to be positive." Sounded tired, hurt almost, lost. And that's where things get really complicated, because what the girl said next would flip the entire narrative upside down. She claimed she never wanted to fake anything. She said she was told by Drake's manager that it was for a short film project and that none of the footage would be released publicly until months later. "I had no idea it would go viral," she said in a no-deleted Instagram story. "I was just following direction. I didn't know I was going to be blamed." But was she telling the truth? Or was this just another layer of scripted chaos? Because in the background, other names started popping up. Names connected to the leak. Names with history. And one of them? Well, let's just say he used to be in the OVO circle to dot his name. Jamal Reed. Not a household name, but in the world of Toronto music insiders, Jamal used to be known as Drake's secret weapon. Quiet, operator, a fixer. Someone who handled things behind the scenes, from media coordination to smoothing over internal disputes. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud, but, well, that's where things get even darker. Jamal, according to multiple reports, had been quietly shopping around a docuseries idea centered on the manufactured realities of celebrity culture. And guess who he allegedly used as the main example? You guessed it, Drake. The working title, The Illusion of Authenticity, in a voice message leaked just hours after the thread exploded. Jamal can be heard speaking to a producer. Drake's whole brand is emotional transparency, crying in music videos, texting fans, showing up to high schools. But what happens when the mask slips? When people see the blueprint behind the brand? And suddenly, fans weren't just angry. They were shattered. Emotions ran high across social media. One fan wrote, "This feels like watching your favorite movie and then finding out the ending was fake." Another commented, "I don't even know who to be mad at anymore, Drake." Jamal, the girl, "I feel played." And then came the twist no one was ready for. Pusha T dropped a surprise freestyle, not on Spotify, not on YouTube, but live on stage in New York. No warning, no title, just raw venom. And in it, he name-dropped Jamal. "Your man Jamal got. You looking like a fraud, filmed your heartbreak. Now the footage gone abroad." The crowd went crazy. And just like that, Pusha wasn't just throwing shots, he was throwing gasoline on an already raging fire. The line became a meme instantly. T-shirts were made, edits flooded TikTok. And while Drake remained silent, the pressure was mounting. Fans and friends alike started speaking out. A longtime friend of Drake's, producer Boy Wanda, posted a cryptic tweet that read, "Loyalty isn't what it used to be." Others in the OVO camp began unfollowing Jamal. But oddly enough, Drake still hadn't addressed the situation publicly. No tweets, no interviews, no explanation. Until the podcast appearance. In what seemed like a completely unrelated move. Drake appeared unexpectedly on a small Toronto-based podcast just days later. At first, it was chill. He talked about music, growing up in Toronto even, his favorite foods. And then the host, clearly nervous, asked the question, "So, you want to say anything about the Soul Steps meet and greet thing?" You could hear the air get sucked out of the room. Drake paused, took a breath, and said quietly, "I got played, man." He didn't name names, didn't point fingers, but his tone said everything. "I wanted to do something nice. I thought it was love. Turns out it was business." And when you mix the two, someone always gets hurt. The clip went viral within minutes. Fans began rallying behind him again. "This is the Drake we know," one person commented. "He's human. He trusted the wrong people." The podcast shot to #1 overnight. But while sympathy grew, so did the backlash. Toward Jamal. He finally broke his silence on Instagram Live, sitting in a dimly lit room. Wearing sunglasses indoors, a bold choice, Jamal defended his actions. "I didn't set him up," he said. "I created a moment. Drake knew we were filming. He knew it would go online. He didn't know how it would be used. Sure. But don't act like he's some innocent victim here. He's been curating his image for a decade," he continued. "This was always going to come out. People deserve to know what's real." But his tone wasn't apologetic. 'Twas smug. calculated, and it only fueled the drama in the days that followed. Drake's team issued a brief statement denying knowledge of any hidden camera agenda and claimed that the footage had been illegally distributed. A lawsuit was hinted at, but never formally announced. Behind closed doors, tensions were boiling. Meanwhile, the girl at the center of the staged tug, her name now confirmed as Michaela Stone, was getting overwhelmed with hate. She posted a crying video on TikTok begging fans to leave her alone. "I didn't think it would get this big. I'm sorry. Didn't want to lie. I was told this was for a short film. Didn't even get paid that much." But her story didn't match up with a payment invoice that leaked later, showing she was wired $5,000 through a private account linked to Jamal's company. Fans now wondered, was she lying? Or was she just a pawn too? The internet was tearing itself apart, and through all of this, Pusha T kept taunting Dot on stage in Chicago. He played a snippet of a new song during soundcheck. Fans who recorded it caught this brutal bar. He fake hugged a stranger, got caught on cam. The realest part of Drake is the part that's a scam. Fans cheered. Avo stans wept, but behind the scenes, Drake was reportedly planning something big. One close friend posted, on their story, he's got something coming. Don't count him out yet, this isn't how the story ends. But what exactly was coming? Because according to insiders, he wasn't planning a diss track. He was planning a confrontation. The confrontation wasn't going to be online. Live. Tweet, no cryptic Instagram post. Not even a diss track. This time, Drake wanted it personal. Face to face, no cameras. No media, no middlemen. Just him and Jamal. The man who, in Drake's eyes, had shattered the line between loyalty and betrayal. According to a trusted source from inside the OVO circle, Drake made a private call. He told Jamal to meet him at an exclusive recording studio in downtown Toronto, one that few knew about, one they used to work in together. "Come alone," Drake reportedly said. "You owe me that." At first, Jamal didn't respond, but 24 hours later, he showed up. The studio was silent except for the low hum of the mixing boards. Drake was already inside, pacing, wearing all black. No entourage, no security. It was just the two of them now. Two former allies standing on opposite sides of a war neither had fully expected. "You know what you did?" Drake started. His voice calm but tight. Jamal leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "I didn't do anything you wouldn't have done if the roles were reversed." Drake laughed, not out of humor, but disbelief. "You filmed me. You made me look like a clown in front of the world. And for what? A docuseries no one asked for." Jamal didn't flinch. People asked. They just didn't say it to your face. The conversation escalated fast. Voices raised. Hands gestured wildly. No punches thrown, but the emotional blows hit just as hard. "I brought you in," Drake said. "I let you into my life, my world. And you turned it into content. Your world's been content for a decade," Jamal snapped back. "I just showed people the curtain." And then Jamal said something that made Drake go still. "You think people are mad because it was fake? Nah. They're mad because they finally saw how fake you've always been." Those words hit like a brick. According to the studio tech who later leaked the audio despite an NDA, Drake didn't respond. He just walked out, left the room, didn't slam the door, didn't yell, just walked away. The audio leak dropped 2 days later, and it exploded. Suddenly, fans were split again. Some called Jamal brave for telling the truth. Others branded him a snake, a clout chaser, a traitor of the highest degree. "This isn't journalism," one tweet read. "It's revenge, pure and simple." But it wasn't just fans reacting. Industry heavyweights started choosing sides. Cardi B posted a story defending Drake. "Everyone's always trying to expose people these days. How about you expose your own bank account instead?" She laughed. Meanwhile, Tyler, The creator posted a cryptic photo of a snake eating its own tail with the caption, "Poetic and just." When the dust seemed like it might settle, Pusha T struck again, this time not with lyrics, but with merchandise. That's right. Within 48 hours of the audio leak, Pusha T dropped a limited line of hoodies and tees that read, "I hugged Drake, too." Was it real? They sold out in minutes. The level of petty was legendary. Fans were howling. Drake stans were fuming. Pusha didn't need to write another bar. The internet was doing it for him. But while the memes flew, something was changing in Drake's demeanor. Those close to him said he'd become quiet, detached. He's not himself 1OVO affiliate. Shared he's not in the studio, he's not posting, it's not going out. He's not spiraling. It's the betrayal, the public humiliation, the pressure. It was all catching up. And then came a post that truly broke the fan base. On a blank Instagram story. Drake posted 5 words. "Maybe I just need time." No context, no photo. Just the sentence. It was reposted by celebrities, fans, even brands. Some saw it as a cry for help. Others thought it was the prelude to retirement. One blog headline read, "Is Drake about to quit music?" Rumors swirled faster than ever, and then, out of nowhere, Michaela resurfaced. Yes, the girl from the original Hug video. So-called fan? She returned to social media after weeks of silence with a bombshell YouTube video titled "The Truth About Drake and Me." It opened with her in tears. "I wasn't just acting," she said. "I've known Drake for years. Not like dating ... But we met a long time ago through mutuals. Always been kind to me. When I was asked to do the scene, I thought it was for his private team. I didn't know about Jamal's plans. I didn't know it would go public." She continued, "I tried to pull out. I told them I wasn't comfortable." Would Pusha T show up? Because according to rumors, he'd already booked a flight to Toronto. The city was buzzing. Drake's surprise fan-only event, titled simply "The Reset," had become the hottest ticket in Toronto overnight. It wasn't about flashy production or viral moments anymore. No opening acts, no cameras, no merch drops. Which being called a purification concert. Drake's way of reclaiming authenticity, of facing his audience with no filters. No edits and no crew whispering stage directions in his ear. But beneath the excitement was tension. Whispers spread fast. People in the industry started murmuring that Pusha T had just landed in Toronto the night before. A few blurry photos surfaced showing him at Pearson Airport wearing a hoodie pulled low and surrounded by 2 security guards. He wasn't there to perform. He wasn't booked on any lineup. So why was he there? Speculation ran wild. Some thought he was planning a diss stunt. Others believed he was going to confront Drake in person. But a few, the more seasoned fans, said it was something different. "Pusha's not here to attack." One tweet read, "He's here to watch Drake fall apart." Meanwhile, inside the venue, an intimate 600-person art house theater, Drake arrived early. Not in an SUV with tinted windows. Not with a stylist or camera crew. He walked in alone, wearing a simple hoodie and sweatpants, carrying a handwritten notebook. According to one staff member, he looked tired. It's like a man carrying the weight of the internet on his shoulders. But when the lights dimmed and he stepped on stage, something shifted. He didn't start with a hit. He didn't even grab a mic. He just stood there for a moment, looking out, searching faces, real fans, familiar ones, new ones. And then he spoke, voice raw and unfiltered. "I lost track of what was real," he said. "The crazy part is, it started with good intentions. I wanted to give y'all something memorable, but somewhere along the way, I stopped listening." The audience was silent, not out of boredom, but respect, he continued. "I let people around me turn something pure into a performance, and I knew better. I saw the signs, but I let it happen because it made my life easier, and that's on me." For the next hour, Drake told stories, not just behind-the-scenes anecdotes. Real stuff. losing friends to betrayal, feeling like a stranger in his own team, doubting himself, the pressure to constantly outdo his last moment. And when he got to the Soul Steps incident, he didn't dodge anything. That wasn't a fan moment. He said that was a script. And I co-signed it. I was trying to chase something I already had: your love, your time, your loyalty. And I didn't have to fake it to earn that. The crowd clapped, not a wild cheer. Just slow, emotional applause. And then he performed, but it wasn't his usual set. He didn't do God's Plan. No hotline bling. Instead, he played acoustic renditions of songs fans rarely hear live. Emotional deep cuts. Verses he said he wrote during the darkest week of my life, the week the fake fan scandal broke. Then, just as he was about to perform his final track, something unexpected happened. Someone walked in, a figure. Moved through the back of the theater, quiet, calm, and even in the low light, fans instantly recognized the tall silhouette and serious walk. It was Pusha T. The crowd shifted, murmurs erupted. Phones instinctively raised, only to remember cameras weren't allowed. It was a moment that would live only in memory. Drake noticed him. For a long second, he stared. No expression. Just silence between two men with more history than most will ever understand. And then, without a word, Drake stepped back to the mic and said, "This last one is for every version of me that didn't get it right the first time." He performed a brand new, unreleased track, slow, painful. Every lyric sounded like a confession, not just to the fans, but to himself. It was raw. It's too raw to be on streaming. One fan later described it as watching a man bleed in melody. And through it all, Pusha T just sat there. Arms crossed, expression unreadable. But the real shock came at the end, after the final note. As the crowd stood in stunned applause, Pusha stood too. And for the briefest moment, maybe 2 seconds, he nodded. Just once, no words, no handshake, no reconciliation. But the gesture said everything. Acknowledgement. Respect. Maybe even closure. The night ended quietly. No drama, no call-outs. Fans left in silence, still absorbing what they'd just witnessed. Outside the venue, people cried, hugged, posted handwritten notes they'd scribbled in their pockets because they couldn't record anything. Drake disappeared again for 3 days. He didn't post, didn't speak, till finally he changed his profile picture to a blank white square dot, and in his bio, one sentence: "It's real now." The internet responded with an outpouring of love. Even former critics admitted that Drake had turned the narrative around. He faced the music. One journalist wrote, and for the first time in a long time, he didn't lip sync it. As for Jamal, he tried to shop his documentary. But after public backlash and multiple platforms pulling out, the project fizzled. He posted one final Instagram story, a blurry mirror selfie with the caption, "I tried. To tell the truth, I lost everything doing it." Michaela, the girl caught in the crossfire, started a mental health podcast aimed at young creatives. She opened her first episode by saying, "I learned the hard way that you can't fake healing," and Pusha. He didn't say a word, but insiders claim that after the Toronto show, he turned down multiple offers to extend the beef with Drake, including a $1 million exclusive for a diss track. One source said Pusha walked away from the money. He said there's nothing left to prove. So in the end, what started as a fake fan moment spiraled into one of the most emotionally intense sagas the music world had seen in years. Careers were shaken, friendships were shattered, reputations were dragged, rebuilt, and reimagined. And somehow, through all the chaos, Drake didn't just survive. He reset, and just like that, what began as a simple hug outside a sneaker store turned into one of the most talked about controversies in music history. A moment that was meant to celebrate connection became the spark that exposed deeper fractures in friendships, in fame, and in the fragile line between what's real and what's just for show. Drake, once accused of faking love, found himself stripped of the curated image he built for over a decade. But instead of hiding behind another hit single or flashy comeback, he faced it all. The betrayal, the backlash, even the bars from Pusha T, with something most artists fear the most: vulnerability. And maybe that's what made the reset so powerful. Because in a world where everything feels staged, sometimes the realest thing an artist can do is admit when they messed up. But the story isn't over. Will Pusha and Drake ever truly reconcile? Will Jamal drop his unfinished docu-series or quietly disappear into the shadows? Is this a new era for Drake? One grounded in truth, or just another calculated chapter in the ongoing saga of celebrity reinvention? That's where you come in. What do you think? Was the hug scandal truly a setup, or did Drake know more than he admitted? Do you believe Pusha's silence meant respect? Or was it the calm before the next storm? And should Jamal be seen as a villain or the unlikely whistleblower? Let us know in the comments. We're reading all of them. And if you were hooked by the drama, the chaos, and the emotion, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more exclusive breakdowns, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a twist in the world of music's most unpredictable stars. Until next time, stay real, or at least look like it.